Hello, everyone. Again, this is Antonio, and I'm coming at you with another exciting video. Now, I did a video about 2 weeks ago where I'm talking about segments of lawless cities here in America. And one of our first two lawless cities, well, because it's a combination actually, was San Francisco and Oakland, because really those are like twin cities. They're running pairs in a way, right? The Bay Area. But let's talk about our next lawless city, and that's Baltimore. Yes, Baltimore is definitely a lawless city. A lot of these Democrat ram cities, which I have voted Democrat most of my life, but Democratic ran cities are becoming some of the biggest hellholes you ever want to see in your life. And why is it that? Do I think that we should be in a police state? No, but I do feel that we are living in a conundrum where you want freedom, but you want lax laws. And that's just not a good way to live life. So, Baltimore is my next hitter on the list of the lawless cities because we definitely want to dive into and speak about what makes Baltimore so dangerous. What makes Baltimore one of those cities where people just uh won't go away. So let's talk about the sponsor of the city. Sponsor of this video is Surfshock, a comprehensive review of the VPN service. In today's digital age, privacy and security are of utmost importance, with cyber criminals becoming more sophisticated and governments monitor online activity. It's essential to take measures to protect your online identity. One way to do so is by using a virtual private network VPN service. Among the many VPNs available in the market, Surfshock is one that has been gaining popularity. All right, so let's go here and let's go here because this need to be spoken about.
Problems, a fallen firefighter, skyrocketing juvenile crime, a record number of stolen cars.
And now Baltimore voters have to make a decision about their future. Good evening. I'm Vincent Hill.
And I'm Maxine Stryker. Thanks so much for joining us. The primary election still months away, but one thing is clear. Voters will be demanding change.
We're saying enough is enough.
The winds of change are blowing through Baltimore as election season quickly approaches.
The state of Baltimore is a state of emergency right now.
Top of mind for voters is public safety. According to the latest Goucher poll, nearly half of voters feel crime has gotten worse in their neighborhood over the past year.
Nothing in this city is being accomplished. It's falling apart.
And now they're demanding change.
My first thought when I read this poll is it's a 5-alarm fire for Brandon Scott.
According to the poll, 56% of voters say they disapprove of the job Brandon Scott is doing as mayor. If the race were held today, just 27% said they would vote to re-elect Mayor Brandon Scott. 39% would vote for former Mayor Sheila Dixon.
People want accountability. People want you to be responsive. People want change, and we're talking about all ages, race, geographic communities.
There's no sense of urgency.
Just this week, state legislator delegate Sandy Rosenberg, who previously threw his support behind Mayor Scott during the last election, said he's flipping his endorsement to Dixon.
I think that part of the reason he's behind is I think when he ran, there was so much hope and promise, but the murder rate the first 3 years hasn't been very good. Things are getting better. And voters will look at the last year more than they'll look at the first three. So I think that he's got a couple little things going long term, but I think he should be concerned because a lot of the comments were along the lines of people are frustrated with city services too.
I don't think things are getting better. And I'm a prove in this video how Baltimore is a lawless city, and I'm a prove how things are for some is far worse than you can imagine. When you already behind the eight ball and you want to get ahead, life can be troubling. But let's continue.
All eyes are also on the now three-way race for city council president, another race where voters are clearly looking for change. 17% saying they'd re-elect city council president Nick Mosby. 30% would vote to elect Councilman Zeke Cohen, but 34% say they'd prefer some other candidate. It could be former city council member Shannon Sneed, who threw her hat in the ring this week.
See crime go down, it starts with education. We want to see folks have jobs and be qualified. It really starts with education. And so that's why I'm standing here today announcing that I'm going to be the next city council president for Baltimore City.
Sneed pointing to...
And education is key. I did a video about is teachers the problem? And that video did not perform well. I don't know if YouTube didn't push it, but I'm definitely going to tag that video in this post, because a lot of times we blame teachers for your child not succeeding, but it's more intergenerational. If you was terrible in school, a lot of times your child would not succeed in school. It become intergenerational. You need books as one of the major catalysts to jump that hurdle of a recyclement of failure. But let's continue.
To another major issue facing Baltimore, failing schools. But for now, who will come out on top? Still undecided. That brings us to our question of the day. What should be the main focus of the next mayor's administration? Crime, education, taxes, transparency, or all of the above? So far, 67% of people who voted say all of the above. You can weigh in right now at foxbaltimore.com/vote. And you can join us next Tuesday, October 24th, for a town hall focused on public safety and criminal justice. It starts at 7 inside the Bilingual Christian Church of Baltimore. Mayoral candidate Sheila Dixon will join a panel of public safety experts to answer your questions about the crime fight in Baltimore. Fox 45 News has reached out to Mayor Brandon Scott, inviting him to participate several times, but he has not responded. If you can't attend in person, you can watch on foxbaltimore.com, and you can submit the questions you have for the panel right now. Head to foxbaltimore.com/newslinks.
Okay, so now when you think about things in Baltimore, things are not getting better in Baltimore. This is a lawless city. People want hope, but one of the problems with Baltimore is that you stuck in the conundrum. Do I put the person that was defeated last time back in office that you were frustrated with, but do you have buyer's remorse and get the same dude that's doing a terrible job and put him back in? This is just not a good thing. Let's talk about car theft. Car thefts increase across Baltimore amid worsening problem. Issue is even worse for Kia Hyundai owners amid TikTok how-to video showing thieves how to steal cars. Right? Auto thieves are on the rise across Baltimore, and the problem is getting worse. The issue is even worse for owners of Kias and Hyundais over a TikTok how-to video. Many of the thieves this year have been of Kia and Hyundai models as part of the nationwide problem. Some drivers are turning to old school methods to secure vehicles using crowbars to stop thieves. You could do like what I did. I bought well, my mother-in-law bought me what's the thing? My mind went blank. Well, I put across my steering wheel, and you might be able to break in my car, but it's going to be difficult to steal it. All right. Henry Merson Sr. is fighting back against thieves trying to steal his car. They broke the window of his Kia, but weren't able to drive off. Now he's using the anti-theft detection to protect his car. Behind the steering wheel, it's got a thing that you pop open, and they tried to steal it, Merson said. I blame the law because what they do. They catch them and say, don't do it again, and let them go. And this is why I say crime in these democratic cities are not getting better. It's not getting better. Baltimore Mayor Brandon Scott said the city is doing everything it can, including working with the Maryland Motor Vehicle Administration to target communication directly to Kia and Hyundai Motors. Is that doing everything you can? I wonder. Let's play this video really quick.
So much so, one Baltimore police officer says that the thefts have grown in the past few months.
Our arrests and
the
our
club. I
recoveries
got the
of
club.
Kias and Hyundais have definitely gone up.
Baltimore County Police Detective Sergeant Stephen Sunderland is on duty, taking 11 News along for the ride. He is a member of the Regional Auto Theft Task Force. He says because of the rise in stolen Hyundai and Kia cars, those vehicles now get more scrutiny. According to Baltimore County Police records, thieves stole 18 Hyundai and 12 Kia vehicles last year. So far this year, the numbers are way up, 186 and 64. The cars usually taken are those requiring a key to turn and start the ignition. Cars with push-button starts and key fobs don't appear to be the main targets.
People steal cars of all makes and models. We can't look at every single car, but every time a Hyundai or Kia comes by, we're going to look at that car a little bit harder because there's that many of them out there
That have been stolen.
Yeah.
Sunderland takes us to where a stolen and recovered Hyundai Elantra is parked. Inside on the floor near the driver's seat is a broken ignition switch.
And they pulled the plastic housing off the steering column and exposed the ignition cylinder here. And if you see, there's a little toggle on that side.
Some thieves have used something as simple as a USB port to start the car.
It takes about 10 seconds.
As investigations into the thefts continue, police say in many cases, the thieves are under the age of 18. Some of them keep getting arrested over and over again, and that adds to officer frustration.
Our team locked up a juvenile in Baltimore County back in March, and then locked him up 12 hours later in another one.
Baltimore County Police and other agencies are giving these theft prevention devices steering wheel locks.
It just locks, and now you can't steer.
Police are hoping more Kia and Hyundai drivers will take this and other precautions.
Steering wheel lock is fantastic. Go to the dealership, get the software patch. It's free. It doesn't take long at all, and protect yourself.
As Baltimore County Police continue to combat these thefts, they say that they will also be giving out more steering wheel locking devices. That's going to happen this coming Friday. Reporting from Towson, Barry Sims, WBAL-TV, 11 News.
So you clearly see what's going on. And the word I was trying to think of earlier was the club. I have the club for my steering wheel. And I use it for all my vehicles because in my mind, I do not want you stealing my stuff, right? You got to have a great income to refix your steering wheel. And a lot of people just don't have the bread to get that done. We know the police department has been making arrests. We have to make sure that those people are held accountable and not just release them back out to do it again. So you just heard that cop say out his own mouth that in Baltimore, they arrested a kid, they popped him on the wrist, and 12 hours later, he got caught again. Either he's a dumbass thief or a brazen dumbass thief, because you are a failure of a thief. You need to pick another criminality because that wasn't good for you. I hope everyone get this sorted out because it affects a lot of working class folks, and I think they certainly can't do without their cars in this city. Elliot Langston of Baltimore. The mayor said the city is going so far as to take car manufacturers to court. This sounds like a failed mayor here. This is a failed mayor. He's in over his head, and he just need to step aside. You need to take a stick and start beating them. That's what you need to do. This is why we suing Hyundai and Kia. This is why cities across the country are doing that because the car companies are irresponsible how they manufacture them. We've been talking to everybody, even talk to folks in the White House about how can we start to hold some of these social media companies accountable. You sound like a failed mayor. You're not going to be able to hold nobody. You ain't going to be able to hold nobody, and you ain't holding nobody accountable on a social media platform. That's already freedom of speech. These people didn't tell them to go out there and commit these atrocities. These bastards did it on their own. And yes, I said bastards because you're going to call them a bastard too if they're in your driveway kicking in your door. That's what you're going to be calling them, right? This is another reason why Baltimore is up in the way. Baltimore County sees 542% increase in juvenile thefts. So let's play this one.
With eBay Authenticity Guarantee, it's checked by experts. Every stitch, tag, and logo.
All right, let's get past this. I'm trying to stop the volume.
So you'll always get that feeling of real.
I guess we got to suffer together. I'm sorry. I got to get past this commercial. That's the day and age we living in.
Police tell us social media touting a catch and release approach within the juvenile justice system is driving the increase. According to police, kids often
542% increase in thefts. Those are the bastards stealing your cars. Their parents are not doing the job of governing their kids, and they're catching and releasing these bastards. Only them do it again.
Steal cars to commit other crimes, some as young as 12. According to statistics obtained by the 11 News I-Team, the number of kids stealing cars in Baltimore County has jumped 542% since this time last year. Police tell us some of the thieves are as young as 12 years old. Police say kids prefer stealing vehicles rather than carjacking drivers because they face little consequences. Are you seeing a lot of repeat offenders?
We are seeing a lot of repeat offenders. We've had several suspects arrested, as many as 3 times in 1 week. The juvenile justice system has some issues right now I think needs to be worked out. As soon as we're done our paperwork, it's almost like the juveniles are released to their parents.
Many Baltimore County residents are not surprised.
Times as a whole are changing.
What they need to do is start arresting the parents. I bet you stuff for change. You start arresting them doggone parents. I bet you it start changing then. All right, let's keep going.
Kids are growing up a little faster than they have in the past years. It's crazy.
We didn't have this problem when we were growing up. When you stole a car, you paid the price.
I do door-to-door sales, and a lot of customers have been telling me that there's been break-ins every day.
Investigators tell us why kids are stealing cars is not only for a thrill. Police say they're often doing it to commit other crimes.
Homicides, robberies, burglaries, they're used for greater crimes altogether. You know, you're not going to use your mom's car or you're not going to use your own car to commit a robbery. You're going to go look for an easy car to steal and use that car to commit that crime and then park it when you're done and never come back to it again.
Members of the Auto Theft Task Force have the ability to cross county lines. They use data and high tech to catch thieves. Most recently, they've noticed apartment building parking lots as a preferred target, and their approach is working.
The community has helped us a great deal with us making the arrest. People in the community have called up for suspicious vehicles or suspicious subjects walking around, and we're able to tie them to stolen cars, so we're able to catch those persons in the stolen cars.
Police credit technology and public tips in making these arrests. They urge everyone to continue to report suspicious activity. Reporting live from police headquarters in Towson, David Collins, WBAL TV 11 News.
All right, so as you can see, all right, making sure I got volume, testing. So as you can see, this is what's going on in Baltimore. Now, not only are people dealing with, one, a failed mayor, increased crime, increased auto theft, and increased juvenile crime as they are up 542%. They have a catch and release policy. You arrest them, and what happens? They get out right away. So, out of all of this stuff going on, Baltimore is also not a nice place. Baltimore ranks among top 2 cities with homicide rate problems, according to study. Now, this article is from January 24th, 2023. So it's from January, but trust me when I say everything still fits the bill. With the homicide rate having decreased by an average of roughly 7% in 45 of the biggest U.S. cities between Q4 2021 and Q4 2022, Wallet Hub releases report on the cities with the biggest homicide rate problems. In order to determine which cities have the biggest homicide problems, Wallet Hub compared 45 of the other largest U.S. cities based on per capita homicides of Q4 2022, as well as per capita homicides of Q4 2022 versus Q4 2021 and Q4 2020. The study found that the cities with the highest per capita include Baltimore, Maryland, St. Louis, Missouri. You're not out of the woods. I will definitely be doing a video on St. Louis soon. Detroit, Michigan, Memphis, Tennessee, and Atlanta, Georgia. Right? And out of the largest cities is Metro Atlanta, which has which is like the 8th largest overall metro. Overall, the past few years have been marked increase in public unease and increased perceptions of a disorder. Jorge X, Camacho clinical lecturer, police and law, policy director of Justice Collaboratory, Yale Law, said in a news release, increased homicide rates only contributed to the diminished outlook, even if on an individual basis, someone is statistically just as safe as they were before the homicide rate increase. The fact is that most homicides are committed by people who are known by or otherwise connected to their victims. Rates of homicides among strangers are comparatively lower. So these are the cities with the highest homicide rate problems per capita. Atlanta, Baltimore, Detroit, Las Vegas, Kansas City, Chesapeake, Chicago, Memphis, Jacksonville, Denver, Colorado Springs, St. Louis, Raleigh, Boston, Louisville, San Francisco, Norfolk, Phoenix, Minneapolis, Philadelphia, Durham, Arlington, Oakland, Washington, New Orleans, Omaha, Oklahoma City, Chandler, New York, Albuquerque, Los Angeles, Seattle, Virginia Beach, Madison, Wisconsin, Garland, Charlotte, Tucson, Lincoln, Sacramento, Nashville, Scottsdale, Anchorage, Alaska. Wow. Fort Worth, Dallas, and Pittsburgh. But right here, a city with a population. What's the metro of Baltimore? Metro population with a 2,844,510 metro. You are actually on the list of the number 2 city with the biggest homicide rates because they look at it per capita, meaning the likeliness of things happening in your city, and it goes down per capita. So this goes back to what I was saying. Does Baltimore have a homicide problem? Do it have a lawlessness problem? And it's yes to all of the above. Anyways, I'm gonna stay on top of some of these, some of the criminality in some of these cities. Like I said again, I did a video speaking about what went down in Oakland and San Francisco. Now is on to Baltimore. So this is Antonio with Team Tiggio. Please like, comment, subscribe, as we'll be coming to you with another video very, very soon. And once again, we will see you next.